Hello everyone and welcome back to Tuscany. I am Danilo Romolini and today we are in the Chianti area. To be more specific, we are just a stone throw to Greve in Chianti, which is one of the most famous villages in the Chianti area. And what makes Greve a great location to own a property is the fact that it is immersed in the countryside. In fact, you will see some of the most beautiful vineyards and sceneries. It has all of the main services, but at the same time, you are between 30 to 40-minute drive to the city of Florence, which has all of the main services. And of course, you have also the airport. Today, we are here to visit together a beautiful boutique winery with about 10 hectares of land, with its own cellar and wine production, and the main house, which is fully restored in a traditional Tuscan style, ideal to enjoy some Tuscan holidays. Are you ready to see it? Come with me. Let's begin talking about the location. In fact, we are immersed in the countryside. All you see from here are beautiful vineyards, olive grove, rolling hills. At the same time, you are literally 1.5 kilometers to Greve in Chianti, which you can see from here. So you can go to the village with all of the main services in just a few minutes of car or by walking. This is excellent also in a wine estate because you are found much more easily by customers that can come here, have a wine tasting or buy your wine. At the same time, it is comfortable for an owner that has a holiday property to be so close to all the services. The property is made up mostly of two buildings. We have the first one to my left, which has been fully recently restored. Internally, it has a bathroom, so it could be ideal either to organize a suite for guests or even a little apartment if one installs also a kitchen. The property on this side is 50 square meters, while the rest of the buildings are divided into the wine cellar and wine shop on the lower level, and on the upper level we have the main villa and main house. As you enter the property, you will find a beautiful cypress tree driveway. And when you arrive, you find on the lower terrace a spacious parking area for guests. And on the upper terrace, you find this spacious area with plants, and you also have wisteria plants, which are very beautiful. It's all been set up with couches and tables and chairs, so it's excellent for outdoor wine tastings. And if one likes to implement a professional kitchen, it could also be great for a restaurant. In the middle of vineyards, let's speak about the land of the property. The home and the cellar sit on a beautiful plot of 9.8 hectares of land, which equals to 24.2 acres. Within that land, we have 3.1 hectares of vineyards and about 250 olive trees to make your own extra virgin olive oil. Speaking about the vineyards, about 90% of the production is of Sangiovese, which is a typical Tuscan variety. Then we have a 5% of Cabernet Sauvignon, and the rest of the 5% are native species, among which we have Canaiolo and Ciliegiolo. This location is characterized by a soil that is mostly sandy, so this gives the wine characteristics of being light, elegant, and aromatic. In terms of plantation of the vineyards, some of them were planted in the year 1990s, another batch around the year 2000s, and the last plantation was 2 to 3 years ago. Here we are inside the wine cellar. It is on the same level as the terrace in front, and it begins on this side with the barrique section, so this is the aging section. Next, the rest has mostly steel vats. The cellar is about 335 square meters in internal size, and it produces on a good year about 15,000 bottles per year. As we keep going, next to the cellar, we find this part over here, which is sheltered and very traditional. We have a long table at the center, ideal for group wine tastings. Next, there is also a second large room, also suitable for wine tastings indoor. And right behind me, you can see two doors. The first one right here is the shop of the winery, where clients can come and purchase their wine. And next, we have a second room, which is more like an office and as well used for bottling. While on the front, the terraces and the spaces are used for the wine tastings and the wine business, on this side, on the back of the house, on this upper terrace with beautiful garden, we have the private section of the property. So from here we can access the villa. It can also be accessed from the front, but this is a private entrance. And it is very reserved with beautiful trees. Right now we are in the beginning of the spring, so it's gonna get much better and much greener as the season goes on. On this part we have a nice pergola with a beautiful wisteria plant, and underneath a table and sitting space. It is beautiful here, both for lunch, for a coffee in the morning, or a romantic dinner with a sunset. Also, the property on the upper part has a lovely vegetable garden to make your own homegrown vegetables. Welcome inside the house. It is 376 square meters in internal space, which equals to just over 4,000 square feet. It has 5 bedrooms and it is located on the first floor of the building. In fact, you can enter it either through this entrance over here with a staircase, or externally it is on the same level as the outdoor beautiful garden we have just seen. As you can see, it opens nicely into this large room. It is divided on this section into the kitchen, and the rest is a comfortable sitting space with a working fireplace. As you look up, you can find the original and traditional way roofs are made, so you have terracotta tiles and the wooden beams. It is really a work of art to look at. On the floor you find these very elegant squared terracotta tiles, and as we keep going we can have a look at the kitchen. At the center we find the island with a spacious worktop made out of marble. There is storage underneath, and on the back we have some bar stools. On this other side we find the rest of the kitchen, starting from this beautiful large fridge from Smeg. On the lower part there is the fridge, and on the upper part there is the freezer. Next there is a worktop, storage, and again storage below. Then we have the extractor. Below there is an induction stove, and below again a spacious and large oven. Next, again, lots of storage and worktops. There are also LED lights to make it even more charming and easier to work with. And in the end, we have a double sink with the marble top matching the island, additional storage space on the bottom, and a dishwasher machine on this side over here. From the kitchen, we find right next the sitting area, which has these large and comfortable couches, this wooden table, and the fireplace, which is wood burning and working, so it's a great conversation piece and makes this room even cozier during the winter times. Next, we have this dining space with 10 seatings, and it flows to this other room. Let's have a look. Next, we find this room, which once likely was a loggia, so this was all open. Then it's been closed, and it makes this very bright space with windows on 3 sides that overlook the vineyards and the nature. Here we have a second sitting area with shelves on this side, ideal for a library, another table over here, and even a cast iron stove, very cozy for the winter days. Through the living area, we have an entrance room, and next we find this space, which is the laundry. It is nice and spacious with these exposed beams on the ceiling. We have a spacious worktop with a sink and the laundry area below. Next, on this side, we find the rest of the house. Let's have a look. Next, we have a second reception room and sitting space. This room and this area, by the way, is accessible also through a second stairway from the lower floor. Right here, we also find the terracotta floors, the wooden beams all over the ceilings. These are all original, and everything has been furnished in a traditional and charming way. You have the snooker table in the center right here. It can also be covered with a wooden top, so it can also act as a normal table. On this part, we have a sitting space with another original large fireplace. This was likely the original kitchen back in the days, because on the first floor were the kitchen and living spaces of the old farmhouses, and on the lower floor there were the animals. So this was operated by firewood like it is today, and it was used actually as a kitchen. So you have the pietra serena stone on the bottom and the chimney going up. The space continues, and this is like a central landing to all of the bedrooms. So we have the first bedroom right here. They are furnished in a very beautiful and traditional way. This one overlooks the back of the garden. Next, we find this wooden staircase that goes up to the turret, where we find the second bedroom with a view. Then the third bedroom is through this door over here. As you can see, the hallway keeps going to a second exit onto the back garden. So there are two, one here and one by the kitchen area. So all of this paneling hides a wardrobe for additional storage. Behind here we have the bathroom for this room, and then we have the actual bedroom. Also, this is furnished in a lovely way with these light blue and light green colors, and it also overlooks outside on the garden. From that room, next we find this opening. This is the second staircase that goes down to the lower floor, so there are two, one by the kitchen and one here. And as we keep going, we find another bathroom for this bedroom. This is a very particular bathroom. I love the way they have made this shower. There is this wall like this that protects from the water, but the shower is all open on top. So it's really stylish and a very cool way to make a shower. Then you have a double sink on this side, a view on the countryside, and next there is the bedroom. Last but not least, we have the fifth bedroom. It is probably the most spacious one, with these slanted ceilings and the exposed beams, which are really charming. You have the terracotta on the floors, double exposure, so you have a view on the front side with the vineyard and on this side with the woodland. And here we are ending today's property tour. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful estate. It offers a great balance for someone looking for an estate of a small size, which is much more manageable for someone that is getting into the wine world. It is on an excellent location. Chianti Classico is one of the prime locations for winemaking in Tuscany. At the same time, you have Greve in Chianti, you have Florence just around 30 to 40 minutes from here, and also you have a beautifully restored house with a Tuscan touch and the cellar below. I hope you liked it. Please let me know if you have any comments in the comment section below, and remember to subscribe to the Romolini channel for the best homes of Italy every week. Until next time, ciao!